Do you ever feel envy when you look across a river and see a bank filled with rocks that you just don't have access to?
No, because I can swim. Yeah, I would recommend leaving anything you don't need over there. We'll put your phone in there. I got a film of you on this side.
Nah, this isn't happening.
You chose the nastiest spot.
It is nasty water. It is
You
so
just chose
disgusting.
the nastiest spot, Rebel.
Hi there, I am out here at Oxbow Park on the Sandy River, and this is actually the opportune time of year to find rocks on the ground, and I'll see if I find anything interesting while I'm out here. I came down to Oxbow Regional Park on the Sandy River today primarily to hunt down some red alder trees for another video, but I will never give up a good opportunity to hunt some rocky riverbeds. As you can see, there is tons of material on the ground. This time of year, the rivers are slowly starting to dry up, and that means more material is visible. Let's see if we find anything worthwhile. It's kind of interesting, nice and red. A little bit of that cherty pattern on the side there. Oh, wow. What the heck is this? Yeah, we're definitely gonna try that one. That is amazing. Wild looking. It's like a Pacific Northwest pudding stone. But where did these rocks come from? At least 500,000 years ago, volcanic activity started to form Mount Hood. Andesite lava dominated these eruptions until about 30,000 years ago, when the mountains started pushing out a stickier and even more silicate-based substance, dacite. This material is filled with feldspar and quartz crystals. Hold on, I've definitely seen these materials before. See, there is a piece of what I'm pretty sure is andesite, and then here is the dacite, the slightly larger crystals and more geometric shapes inside of it. Well, about 1,500 years ago, and then again around 1780, those dacite lava domes collapsed. The hot rocks and pyroclastic flows that resulted interacted with the glaciers down below and caused massive lahars, or mud, water, and rock slides. These lahars flooded down into the valleys below, burying forests in 60 feet of sand and gravels that now sculpt the Sandy River Valley that flows through Oxbow Regional Park.
Oh.
Interesting. Okay, that's kind of cool. Very volcanic looking. Found some borderline, maybe epidot? Or what's that other one called? I can't remember. Unakite, maybe unakite actually. Sorry, not epidot. Well, I'm gonna go ahead and take those home, and we'll see how some of them cut on the saw, and I'll give this place a fair shake. Hi everyone, so today we have made a second visit out here to the Sandy River and Oxbow Regional Park.
My first visit, by the way.
Yeah. And the reason we came back out here is because we learned a lot about the natural history of this area since my first visit, and realized there was a couple cool things we could try and get some footage of and get our eyes on. One is a dead tree forest that has been buried under the mounds of sand and rock from the volcanic explosion that happened about 200 years ago and left behind a buried forest. And the second thing we're looking for today is a little bit of rock debris that we can identify as the andesite and dacite from Mount Hood.
You see it down there? coming straight out of the ground between the alders. So that stump probably is one of the ancient forest stumps. These alders down here would grow really quickly in that area, but that looks like it was some sort of conifer tree, and it would not have been a more recent thing, so that is most likely one of the trees. But let's get a little closer and see if we can find some more. Right. If you take a look at these 3 trees down here, you see those 2 stumps, standing stumps right there, and then if we come over this way, we'll see another one. These are almost certainly some of the standing forest that was buried in 1780 by the last volcanic eruption that sent lahars down this way from Mount Hood. They have, from what I've heard, a lot of them got exposed in 2014. And then after that, they have started to erode really quickly because they weren't really stabilized or anything. So the material has just kind of been slowly getting more and more eroded away, falling down. But it's pretty cool to be able to find at least 3 of those still along this edge here. And I bet as time goes on and this river erodes more, we're gonna see more of those. So just imagine where we're standing right now. You look all the way down there. This was all deposited in one time. That is so much debris. It kind of makes you think about what could happen with Mount Hood in the future. So we are headed down to the river. Huh? Little chipmunk boy with the yellow belly. We just saw a Douglas squirrel. That was cute. Yeah. I was just like, hey, there's a chipmunk boy with a yellow belly. Like, the heck are you talking about? Yellow belly chipmunk. It's always a comforting sign. You going swimming today? If there's like a good enough rock, I might go swimming.
This winding river supports lush vegetation and a mixture of old and new forests. It's also the perfect habitat for salmon spawn. All this abundance attracted another species, humans. People have populated this region for at least the last 10,000 years. But in 1963, this 1,000-acre parcel of land plots was officially turned into a natural park with lots of amenities for camping, fishing, and hiking. The Sandy River continues to naturally change its shape and course with time, more recently exposing some of those buried forests. Who knows when and how the next volcanic eruption will change and shift this landscape further.
Boom, right here, this stuff. This is andesite. This is the stuff that comes right off of Mount Hood. It's the majority of the material that Mount Hood is made of. No wonder we're gonna see, it looks like quite a bit of it out here, all different forms. And then, okay, hold on. What the hell is this? That's kind of cool. Semi-sedimentary, what do you call it, brecciated? Heck yes, brecciated. All right, sweet. Wow, that was fast. So the andesite that we are finding out here represents a majority of Mount Hood, and also it is the older material of Mount Hood's explosions, with some of the more recent explosions being the dacite. And hopefully we will find some dacite. There's so much andesite here, so much. Like a majority of the rocks here are andesite. It's crazy, but it makes sense. It sure makes sense. Hopefully we will be able to find some of, oh, that's sick. Look at that. That is a very marbled piece. That could actually, it's like just the right size for making a small cab. Cool. So like, do you ever feel envy when you look across a river and see a bank filled with rocks that you just don't have access to?
No, because I can swim.
Oh, you're gonna do it today? You going across there?
Probably not today.
How much a bet do you want that this piece that Rebel 2 just found would be magnetic if we put a magnet to it. It just looks like so much iron.
Well, now that you mentioned that, Rebel One, I happen to have a ginormous magnet in my backpack.
Oh shit. I'll bleep that.
Oh god, don't put that near my device. Holy shit. Oh. Just gonna lock it in here real quick.
So you can get it off. Ooh, I felt a pull. I felt a pull, but it's not sticking.
It's not super magnetic, but it is.
Yeah, I can. When I pull it away, I feel a little struggle, a slight struggle. Yeah. Cool.
Kind of see it snap in.
Cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Rebel, what do you think this is?
Ooh, let's see. Kind of seems like rhyolite to me. Something softer, puffier.
See that like crazy crust line?
Yeah, that's wild. Oh, it's very
crumbly. Yeah, it broke in half.
Cool though. Neat. So we found ourselves some andesite, but the trick is now going to be finding some of the dacite, which is the higher silicate material that has been coming out of the mountain more recently. It's kind of a wild one. It's one of those stones where you just don't really know what's going on inside. Maybe something, maybe not.
What does dacite look like again?
It looks like the andesite, but there are larger crystal inclusions in it, and they tend to be slightly more shapely. So they might have like hexagonal shapes and squares and things like that.
Hexagonal.
Yeah. Come on. I have found some very good examples of dacite before at other places, and now I'm just like, come on, find some dacite. Yeah, this is like, what do you call it? Porphyry? Andesite porphyry, probably.
What the heck is that? It's a weird shine to it.
Yeah, we keep finding these things. To be honest, I think they might be like things with a lot of iron inside of them, and so we're getting like that rust. Yeah.
I'm gonna take that one with me.
So much andesite. But I want to find dacite.
Bubbly.
Yeah. Check out this puffy rhyolitic lava stone. Cool. Still in good tact. Seems to be pretty sturdy, but I don't think there's going to be anything interesting in the center. All right, guys. I just found what looks to be a chunk of jasper. Maybe a little bit on the quartzy side. We'll have to find out. It's got some good color though. Reds, yellow, green. So I have been having a really hard time locating dacite, but now I think I understand why. The andesite and the dacite in this area might have very similarly sized inclusions, unlike what I have found in past locations where the dacite crystals are a lot larger. So it might just be a subtle difference in between different patterns in the rocks. So we're probably completely surrounded by dacite and andesite on this beach, and it'll just take a little bit more time to work out which is which.
Yep. A little too similar.
Yep, they're very similar. I've been looking everywhere for the differences, and it's like, it might be just like the subtle shapes of the crystals in each. So, whoa!
Rock fell down my pants.
Yeah. So, well, we'll just have some fun, look for some more rocks, and call it good.
Yeah.
Oh, what a good place to do a reading. I'm leaving anything you don't need over there. Oh shit, this is open. Don't want that open.
No.
How am I supposed to do this? This looks like a disaster.
I gotta film you on this side. You step a little bit on the wet rocks.
Ooh, lucky.
Lucky my face.
Here, stay still for a second. I'm just gonna record some room noise. The fuck was that?
What was that? Did you catch it?
No, but you can see the splash area.
Shoot.
Yeah.
it was like huge.
Yeah.
Like at least that wide across everything, whatever it was.
I think it was a fish. It was huge though.
I mean, my first instinct was beaver, but like that doesn't make sense.
No. And we've been here for so long and that just happened.
Uh-huh.
Okay guys, please tell me this is dacite. I've been looking for so long on this beach, but those distinct crystal formations, oh, please tell me this is dacite. I don't know, it's really hard to tell the difference between some of the andesite and the dacite pieces, but this is the most formulated, shaped crystal structures I've found so far. So this might be one of our best bets. And they're also larger. Take a look.
Ooh. Diamonds.
Yeah. Hopefully dacite.
Cool.
All right. I say we head on back.
Alrighty.
Okay. I'm gonna put my phone away for the time being until we get a ways down the beach, or unless I find something that's utterly amazing.
Makes sense to me.
What time is it?
Low battery.
Low battery. You'd almost think that was a bone, except, hold on. Oh yeah, no, definitely not a bone.
Yeah, it says there's no pores on the
Yeah.
ends.
It sure is a tricky little piece of sedimentary though.
Can put it in my side pack.
Sure.
I don't know if the pocket's on that side or the other.
When you know the damage was caused by another human out here looking at rocks. Woo!
So
I spent time here. Oh, holy shit. Do you guys see those orbiculars? Okay, we're gonna go get this one wet.
I have so much sand in my boot.
I'm on a mission. Don't you see my mission speed?
Well, that's the wrong side to be on. You chose the nastiest spot.
Nasty water. It is
You
so
just chose
disgusting.
the nastiest
To
spot,
be-
Rebel.
To
Sorry.
be honest, I'm kind of shocked that those people were floating down the river earlier. Like,
Disgusting.
I have low standards, but okay. Check that out. Do you see all those black orbiculars in there?
Mostly. You're a little close. There it is.
I bet if we cut this, it's gonna look
Crazy.
crazy.
I'm in.
Oh my god, I'm so excited. So I don't know what this is, but it's got me really intrigued. It's got like green speckles in it. Oh, that's kind of cool. Fine, another big rock to take home. I keep finding this like weird scat all over the beach, and it's not regular like dog scat. Yeah.
So I'm kind of wondering what kind of animal would make this. This one
Oh,
right
yeah.
there. This one over
Yeah.
here.
Those yellow bits.
Well, it's very woody. It's full of fiber. So I'm kind of
Yeah.
going back to my beaver theory.
Oh yeah. We'll have to figure out what that is. That's
Yeah.
crazy.
I saw a bunch of it back there too, you know?
Yeah. Good find.
Weird.
Poopies. Sometimes, if you want to find good rocks, go to where everyone else doesn't go, and that often is up near the tree line or the cliff edge. Most people go straight down to the riverside, and you won't find as much down there. But up in these areas, we've had some pretty good luck today. Just looking through the old stuff.
Ooh, banana slug. Do, 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 do.
They're huge. They're like over a foot big each.
Well, I did see some of the.
Are they caterpillars?
Yeah, like I saw some caterpillar ones. Full of caterpillars. I got a good film of it.
Yeah.
A little spider right here. Just like whatever comes out of my mouth. Ready?
Yeah. Yeah. Kind of makes me wish I brought my boots.
Oh God.
Just get some clips of the road. So we're heading out of Oxbow Regional Park. Did I tell you the first time I came to the beach? No. I got
Yeah, so you know that little island of rocks out there?
Yeah.
I probably spent about 25 minutes trying to figure out where the frick I was and how to get back out of that little island of rocks.
Oh, good golly.
There was like several different sections that looked like the entrance, and so I'd like head up one and be like, no, that is not the entrance. I'd try another one, nope, that's not the entrance. I'll be honest, I started to panic a little bit.
Rabble.
Hi everyone, so while I was out taking some video and getting some photos for the Alder video, I ended up going down to the Sandy River and checking out one of the beds there and found some materials. I only had about 14 minutes to hunt the beds down there, so not a ton of time, but I think I found some interesting things and we're gonna go ahead and give those a cut under the saw. So this first one is honestly my favorite of all of the finds in those 14 minutes I spent out on the banks. It is just so bizarre. I can't tell if it's sedimentation or maybe a mixture of volcanic activity, but it's just massive amounts of this broken up material that's mostly red to orange and yellow. And it's massive. This is a probably more quartzite material, but it has some interesting patterns going on under the surface there. It's kind of a black stone, but it has a lot of red details in it. I was kind of curious to see how those details express when it's cut. This was an interesting little nodule. I don't know, it gives me just a little bit of a picture-y vibe there. This is another almost rhyolitic looking stone. I don't know if I see any details in there, but it could be interesting to cut to see what happens. Let's put it in the cut pile. So that's interesting. This one turned a lot more green when wet, but it's a very soft material, so I don't know how much of that would get expressed when it's dry, even if polished. Again, those red lines are pretty cool. You can see the details on this red material. Let's look at the other side. Very cool. And you can see those lines a lot better now in this kind of quartzy material. There's a couple interesting things here. I think this is my favorite, but I don't know how it's gonna hold up.
Very
cool.
sedimentary.
Yeah, something. Anyways, that's an interesting one. I think this is like a quartz-based material or quartzite, sugar quartz, something. And this looks like just a little chunk of rhyolitic igneous material of some kind. I don't have high hopes for this. I'm trying to figure out which way I should cut this one, honestly.
We'll figure that out over there.
Yeah. I did not get a ton of rocks the last time we went to Sandy River at Oxbow Regional Park. So let's take a look at the ones we did get. That's plenty though. I mean, honestly, you don't need a lot.
For sure.
So we got this guy, which looks to be a mixed color jasper to me. Then we have this one, which I'm really excited about because it's got orbiculars in it. And they look pretty sweet from what I can tell. I'm really hoping that one looks pretty freaking cool when we cut it. I have this tiny chip. Obviously, we're not cutting this today. Just don't make me cut anything that small. If we do it. A little teensy piece of what might be rhyolite. A bigger chunk of what might be rhyolite. I am a little bit curious about that guy. And then we've got this conglomerate brecciated material. It looks sort of like what we found last time. Do you remember that horrible material that crumbled?
Which one?
The red big crumbly piece of block that just kept breaking and breaking and breaking. Yeah, this looks way more solid than that. I'm just in love with this little teensy tiny chip. Of course, we're not going to be working that today. This is a solid no for me today. This is just too boring.
Show them the one that we're definitely cutting.
We're definitely cutting this one. This is got some
wild looking orbiculars in it in spots. And it's like got circular stuff going on around it. There's just some crystal funkiness happening in here and I gotta see it. No. I want the big one. I mean, bigger. Big rock cuts today. Big runs. God, this is just such a cool rock the way it is.
Yeah.
Like, I kind of honestly, I mean, maybe I'll cut it later, but for now I want to sit on this one and think about it because it's just very sweet looking the way it is.
It is, yeah. And it might just look exactly the same all the way through. So, like, why cut it?
Yeah.
It's too pretty.
It is very pretty.
All right.
Okay.
No.
Ooh. Not today. Maybe another day. Not today.
Today? No.
We're going to stick to these guys. These two big chonkers, which are probably going to make me have to sharpen my blade.
Yay!
All right, this one I'm just gonna go ahead and send through straight on. I think that'll give us the best chance for just seeing a nice pattern across all these colors and textures. All right, this one, I think this is another good straight through. See how much texture and pattern we can get off of it. This is another one just to take straight through. Again, I don't have high hopes for this little piece to do much of anything. I'd be really surprised if we got something cool from that. This one,
The struggle's real.
it is real. I'm thinking I might actually go this way because I see these lines down here and I kind of want to take advantage of more of a picture, even though it'll be very small.
Okay.
Yeah. All right. And then there's this guy. And I just don't want to do a giant cut on this material because I don't even think it will last through that. So I'm just going to try and cut through one of the thicker sections and see what happens.
All right.
Hopefully we'll get a nice cut. Go. These are going to be some big cuts, so this might take a while. As far as which angle, blah blah blah, I think I'm just going to do some straight throughs, biggest section, get the most details possible. You know this whole drill, I say this all the time. All right, let's start with this one. I'm not going to show you either of the cuts though until we're done, and then we'll reveal them at the same time. Yeah.
just wanted to say quickly, if you cut a lot of rocks, you end up learning something about rocks. Some of them smell different from each other when you're cutting.
Notice that.
This is a very typical rock. You smelled it too, didn't you? This is a typical rock. Bleh. Smells like dust. This one smells like sulfur. So, yeah, something
This
else.
one did spark a lot though.
This one sparked a lot, but this one immediately, once we started cutting it, it smells like sulfur. All right, mask down. Done. All right, let's take a look at the rocks. The big guy was a disappointment. It has crumbled on me so many times, and I'm sure you saw a portion of that in the video. I do not have high hopes of how that is going to end up looking. Which one should we start with? The disappointment? Nah, end with disappointment. No. Okay, we're doing the disappointment now. We're not doing that. All right. Yeah,
Still
it's
cool. Very
it's a little,
sedimentary.
it's a little cool, but it's also so breaking apart. Like that chunk's gonna come off. Yeah, this is gonna be like, I don't know, gravel pit material
Garden
soon.
rock.
Garden rock. Not hyper impressed with it.
Green.
So, all right. So this is the one that I am not expecting to get anything good from. I'm just gonna put that right now. It just looks like porous rhyolite without any color change. Let's see. Ooh.
Bubbles.
That's actually beautiful.
Yeah.
That's actually turned out really nice, and it's like a darker color on the inside too.
Mm-hmm.
Neat.
Pretty bubbles.
That's actually really cute. Okay, next.
Yeah.
Big red guy. Let's go.
Ooh. Kind of electrified.
Yeah. A little zappy. I was kind of hoping for a touch more of the texture in there, but I'll take it. This is cute. Nice.
Mm-hmm.
All right. This guy. Let's go. Ooh.
Nice little striping.
Nice. That actually turned out good. I'm glad I did it that way
Yeah.
and got those striations. Otherwise, it would have been all blue or yellow or gray.
Uh-huh.
Nice. I feel good about my choice.
It's nice when you get that, right?
All right, last one. Okay. Oh!
Wow.
Whoa.
Very pretty.
Shucks. That is amazing. I'm so happy. That is such a cool pattern. Oh my gosh, I am so picking up more of whatever these are again. What the heck?
Nice colors.
Yeah, and a lot of colors. That is a good piece. Okay, winner. This is amazingly one of the times where I feel like all of my instincts were wrong. You know what I mean? Like, I was like, this is gonna be the one. And it just crumbled apart and it looks like garden rubble. There's not much going on here.
There's nothing wrong with garden rubble.
And then I was like, yeah, this is gonna be boring. And boom, these nice, beautiful green speckles. And I was like, this one's gonna be pretty sweet. And it's like, yeah, it's all right. It's all right. This is amazing. Okay, I had a feeling this one could end up good, but I had no idea.
And
How
you
good
didn't
that
say it, so doesn't count.
Huh?
I said, and you didn't say it, so
Yeah.
it doesn't count.
Yes. Well, I did say it. I was like, this is interesting. It's got some good patterns, but I had no idea it was going to be that good. That is amazing. All right.
He said it, that counts then.
I'm thinking this guy first, just because, let's face it, it's gonna be not as interesting as this one. What do you think?
Well, that's the one that you mentioned something about sulfur at, so.
Well, could be interesting. I mean, certainly had a more interesting smell.
It did have an interesting smell, and it cut really fast.
It cut faster, that's for sure. Yeah, and I had a feeling it would cut slightly faster. Ready?
All right.
Oh. I like our little pattern we weren't expecting in there.
I like the little circular.
I'm curious. Does that show up anywhere on these outsides?
You
Like,
can kind of see a darker marking here, but
Okay.
it's harder to see that it's a circle until you open it.
yeah, that's wild.
Or an oval, I guess.
That's pretty cool. I like it. I like that it's a diamond shape already. That could be a fun display piece.
Oop, definitely.
Or,
Don't break it. Yeah.
a womp. Interesting. It's more subtle
It has holes.
than I was thinking.
And it has these purple, like, bits
Yeah.
that look kind of... Let's see, where's my finger?
Oh yeah, none of that really shows up on the outside, does it?
Yeah, this is like this purpley stuff right here. Kind of looks brown on camera, but...
But if you get really close, there are some serious orbiculars going on.
Definitely.
Like there's a little bit of like light coloration around the edges of whatever those
I like
crystals
the
are.
holes. I kind of want to look at the holes under the microscope
Oh,
at
yeah.
some point.
Yeah.
Those usually have some fun stuff. All right.
I mean, I think both of them were actually decently interesting.
Yeah, good deal. These two.
I was hoping, I guess my brain was thinking that these orbiculars would be a little bit more pronounced, at least looking at the outside, but you open it up and it's a little bit darker. If anybody has any information about what this rock could be, we would love to hear from you.
Definitely.
This is a little bit more of a mystery for me because there's
I find a lot of rhyolites, but they usually have a little bit softer orbiculars. This one is very crystallized.
so each of these orbicular shapes has a strong like kind of spray crystal pattern to them.
Yeah.
Yeah, very odd.
Very fun.
All right, well, that should wrap it up for Oxbow Sandy River Regional Park. This rock is definitely a lesson in not sticking to the river's edge. We would not have found this rock if we hadn't been up against the tree line.
That's true.
In fact, we actually found, I would say, a majority of our best rocks closer to the tree line.
Yep.
Yep. Cool. All right. Don't forget to like and subscribe if you think...
You have to say it with confidence, Rebel. You have to say it with confidence. Like and subscribe if you'd like to, and if you like what you see. There we go.